Hi everyone, this is Maryann here from Revealing Light, Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your subscriptions and comments and in any way that you do support this channel. I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so the energies at the moment, I feel as an empath, I feel like we've been just hammered in recent months, and I do when I look into the energy right now, I feel a pause. I feel like there's only so much that the humanity can withstand, and I feel like even the aggressors, wherever they are wanting to pull back. I think that the ferocity that we've seen over the last couple of years and then the pandemic is really it's exhausting. As I talk about this a lot, it's exhausting a lot of us, particularly the sharp divisions in politics and the misinformation on social media. It's exhausting. But I do see where there's been a manifestation of war. I do see, particularly in the Middle East, perhaps this pausing will hold, because I'm just seeing a pulling back from this aggression, no matter which side it is, and taking stock of what has actually happened. Because what's happened in the Middle East has been absolutely tragic in so many ways. And I do see a moving on, like that six of swords energy, where the battle has been fought and there needs to be a moving on from that phase. So I'm hopeful, and I know that the US President Biden and his team have literally been responsible for reining in the worst excesses, and working with the Arab states to connect and negotiate with Hamas as well to get those hostages free, and reining in Netanyahu's, the Israeli Prime Minister's worst excesses. So I see this kind of taking stock energy at the moment. I do see the Hermit as well. So there is a time for reflection, standing almost overlooking the ruins and reflecting on what has occurred, the ruination of death and destruction. It's like surveying a battlefield after the battle. So I'm hopeful that the truce, that's what they're calling it now, will hold. So the couple of things that I want to do today, I want to look at just general reading for the world. No matter where you are located, there's a lot of fear out there. There's been a far right, well, I'm just going to say an extremist, okay? That's what I call far right people. An extremist, I'm loath to use left and right because it just further divides people. Extremist, elected in the Netherlands. I'm not so concerned because he's been elected with a minority, and so he will have to work with more moderate, more sensible and sane and stable government, just as what is going to happen in Argentina, although there is an extremist being elected there that wants to destabilise. There he won't be able to get beyond the more regional governments, which are a far more moderate and temperate in their policies and outlooks and politics. So where there's been I would call it a protest type vote, we're now starting to see that being checked. And in places like Poland, where you did get a tending toward extremist politician elected, well, he only had his term, and then they brought in we call him left, we'll call him a more moderate politician, And so it's like flirting with this and seeing the unstable conditions that come with extremism. It's kind of like we wake up one morning and go, okay, that didn't work. And I think a lot of that's happening in the US at the moment. A lot of that, people are waking up and saying that didn't work. And so we're seeing wherever the former US president, who is extreme and unstable at the best of times, let alone the worst of times, we're seeing a backlash now occurring where he's being booed at various large gatherings, and the Republican coffers, his party that went to the dark side, extreme side with him, their campaign coffers are low, so just not getting the support. So let's first take a look at the world energy, and then we'll move into, is Trump's popularity, this that he likes to talk so much about, is that on the nose, as we say? Okay, so let's just start with the world now, going to the war zones, Middle East, Ukraine. What are the energies coming forward for the world at this time? What are the energies coming forward for the world at this time? Okay, so there's certainly hope left there. So we have here the first quarter moon assessing, and this is really what I saw when I opened up, when I used this quartz ball here. I am seeing standing on the rubble and assessing, looking out, and looking at the ruins of death and destruction. There's a period of assessment going on now. It's that hermit energy, isn't it? And then we get balance coming into balance. And I feel that when we are in that situation where we have a period of accelerated tragedy, misfortune, problems, challenges, and you work hard to try and overcome those, there is a period after the shock of what has occurred where you actually do go within and you find the balance. And I feel that's interesting in numerology. 9 assessing. What comes after 9 is 10, and then 1. We start a brand new cycle. So we're in, as I keep saying, we're in the last vestiges of Pluto in Capricorn. And we're getting lessons. We're learning heavy lessons. And I get nourishment, 7, learning the lessons, not just on the belt, nourishment. So what pathway do we want to go down? More of the same? I don't think so. I think there's enough of us now to say, no, that is not the model. That is not the model. And enough of us seeing the truth. COP28 held in the United Arab Emirates, the oil producers. That's where the climate change meetings are being held. So, and billionaires, of course, blocking any climate action. So we're seeing it very starkly. I think the truth is there's a starkness that jolts us around what is coming forward now. And I don't think we're being beaten by it or beaten down by it. I actually think that we are understanding through the light of awareness, we're understanding what we need to do in the future. So at the base of the pack, we have patience. Very hard to be patient, isn't it, sometimes, as something new comes into our frame. Reminds me of a portal there, waiting for that new portal to open. And attraction, I keep saying, when we move to a critical mass in the collective where we want change, then change will occur. Okay, let's pull a, I'm using, what was that? The Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And I'm now moving to the Arcanum Tarot to just draw a general 3-month type of reading for the world, for humanity. Show me clearly. Okay, diamond. Straight away I saw a diamond, and the symbolism of diamond with light coming through it, a focusing of the energy. Okay, let's see what's coming up for humanity, for the world in the next 3 months. What are the general conditions that we are likely to see? What are the general conditions we are likely to see? Something has to open up, and we're impatient. Something is yet to new energy is yet to come through. Okay, so we are in this period of reflection for a good reason, to work out what we want to bring through in the future. Okay, so show me the energy of humanity, the world, the earth over the next 3 months, please, Spirit. Okay, so we have here the Chariot as a signifier card. It has felt, viewers, like things are going way too quickly, that things are getting out of control. Events accelerating, shock after shock after shock. We get the High Priestess here. This is an energy of going within and using your intuition. It's very, very important for all of us to be flexing our spiritual muscles at the moment. We can do more. We can do a lot of good that way by participating, but participating also from a spiritual point of view, driving our higher minds upward and outward. Okay, so understanding what's going on, we can use our intuition and be less afraid, be less confused, be less worried if we understand what is at stake here. And this is the change, the Wheel of Fortune. So really heavy, almost events, tragic wars, destruction, the great divide that is our politics at the moment. There's change afoot. There's change afoot. The Ten of Cups is in the past. This is families, love. What is best for us? What is best for us? That's the yardstick that most people are using at the moment. The King of Wands in the sky, stepping forward bravely. There have been 53 journalists killed in the Middle Eastern war, including journalists on the left bank, the West Bank, in Israel and Palestine, the West Bank. They're being murdered. Sometimes some have accused Israel of targeting journalists. What happens when we stop telling the stories that bring the truth forward, which is what these journalists are doing? So there's a bravery required of all of us, whether as we lead into 2024 and the major elections that we're going to be seeing in the US. This is not the time to withdraw. This is the time to do that reflection and be very, very clear about your actions. We have the Seven of Wands, defending, successfully defending. What are we defending? What are we defending if we're not defending our right to live freely and in peace. The Ace of Cups, a lot of emotion and a lot of healing emotion will come forward in this time of this pause, this truce in Israel and the Gaza Strip. There's a pause here. Whatever pocket that I go into, in Russia, for example, this is what we're all feeling. This is what Palestinians and Jews are feeling. Wanting that new start, wanting the right to live freely and in peace, and to express compassion and love and justice, a time of justice. A time of justice as we finish one cycle that used war as a means of problem solving or greed. We're moving out of that old cycle and into something new. A lot of lessons are being learned at this time. In the hopes and fears, we just want this earth energy, this stable earth energy. In the outcome, we have giving and receiving help. Giving and receiving help to those that need it. That's the overarching energy over the next couple of months. Giving the help to those that need it. It's a heavy, heavy load that we'll be facing. A lot of work that needs to be done. But we have victory. So we have a victory in sight if we put the work in. Unity and coming together to rebuild. The Nine of Cups. Something being fulfilled. The Four of Pentacles. A lot of people have closed down. They're afraid. And we have the Lovers and the Moon. A lot of volatility in relationships. A lot of anxiety. A lot of grief. However, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Star card, which are there with the Seven of Swords. This energy of the Seven of Swords is moving away because people are bruised and battered. Enough people don't want this kind of model of living in this big world, this beautiful earth of ours. They don't want that model anymore. So they're going to be choosing to be different, to live differently, to react differently. Okay, that's where we're at this time. Shell shock, pausing, reflecting, and then deciding. Okay, let's move to, I want to look at the Republican Party in the US. Trump being booed. Let's have a look. Let's ask the question. It's a wry smile, viewers, that I have here, that this has gone on for so long and only just now it really looks like this person is finished to me. Okay, so of course he will always have the diehards, but they're fewer and fewer. Okay, is Trump's notoriety, his populism, his supposed star, is it tarnished? Is it waning? Okay, is Trump's popularity waning, lessening? Amongst enough of us, enough people. So I'm seeing the Sun card. Imagine I'm going to celebrate Christmas with my family, and I want this time, this peace and love, this lovely time. I want to feel good. And I turn on the television, or I look at the news on my iPhone, and I see Trump's statement about all the radical leftist Marxists corrupt. They should be executed. Whatever he's saying, like, ooh. Okay, is Trump's popularity lessening, waning? Black heart. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's a strong yes. It talks about us wanting to move on, to walk down that beautiful pathway there, flowers all around, birds chirping in. Literally, people have had enough. Another very strong card, the Wheel of Fortune, and that was at the foundation of the world's reading as well. So these energies are kind of the same. Not the same. Well, they are the same. Similar kind of energies. Trump is a representation. And here's what I was looking for. The Six of Swords that I saw in my little quartz ball when I was doing that scrying at the beginning of the reading. Moving on, moving out of troubled waters. It's pretty clear. We have the King of Cups in the past. That is maturity, emotional maturity. He's holding that Ace of Cups. Many see him as inadequate. Certainly not wise. Okay, we have the Tower. The Tower card in the sky. And, this was always my card for January the 6th. I don't underestimate the ramifications and the continual waves of change that day caused. And we have all of Trump's trials, particularly in March, the January 6th trial. When he was booed at, was it South Carolina, I got intuitively many were booing him because of the insurrection. He's been found, as a matter of fact, in a Colorado court to have participated in insurrection. The Tower card, the Constitution. That's why they were booing him. We have the Ten of Pentacles here in the immediate future. Many are just concerned about their micro environment. Inflation, the cost of living, stability, lifestyle, peace, growing, the chance to move forward without this negativity. They're done. Trump is facing his own Tower moment. And like karma, that's how karma works. You put it out there, you're going to get it back. So we have the Two of Wands, something coming to fruition in time, in the here and now. We have the Eight of Pentacles, skill. And the ability to, that's what they're looking for. People are looking for talent and skill. Not so much words and negativity and unhinged speech. They're looking for real skill. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. Four of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. There's a lot of concern around money here. This is also reflecting donors moving away from the RNC. We have the Fool card. Yes. You want a yes card in the outcome? The Fool card will give it to you. It talks about moving on from and starting something new. This is almost like the first house in astrology. It's the Aries energy. The Aries is North Node at the moment. And no accident that Libra is in the South Node. The South Node is in Libra. The North Node is in Aries. New beginnings, a brand new cycle. South Node, justice and balance. more moderation, moving away from the extremism. Hallelujah. Is his goose cooked? Absolutely. Is his two major arcana in the outcome? I won't go any further. His popularity is waning. It's on the descent. It's spiraling down big time. And this bloke, as we say in Australia, is unravelling. Please don't worry about him winning an election in 2024. As I've thought, Nikki Haley, I picked up that a woman in the Republican Party would most likely somehow be important. And Nikki Haley's star is on the rise at this time. The Koch brothers, remember them, who supported Trump in 2016. They're donating to Haley's campaign. Okay, we know when it's over for somebody, when it's over for Trump. He still has quite a sway. They won't jettison him until his polling is really bad, till their own internal polling says it's safe. It's safe. We can cut that line now. We don't have to bow down to this bloke. We don't have to subjugate ourselves. We don't have to show how cowardly we are. We don't have to be as extreme because the electorate doesn't really want that anymore. We can afford to move on from him. It's a political calculation, and it's a transactional one at that. Okay, so this will be interesting, and then we'll finish up. Why aren't the donors donating? Why aren't the donators? So the RNC, Republican National Congress, whatever it is, the RNC, the Republican Party, they are not only suffering with the large donations, their small donations are suffering as well. Why aren't people, whether they're billionaires, currying favour and influence in politics, fulfill this agenda so I can make more money, whether it's the billionaires or the small $5 donors, why is the RNC strapped for cash right now? The Knight of Wands moving on. People want to move on. It's pretty consistent with the Trump reading. The Moon, something coming out from underneath. It's also the volatility of the emotions. And this is also civility versus the wild aspect. And we only had to look at January 6th to understand how wild that was. That appealed to people that they were prepared to break the law in such to have an insurrection. So people want to move on from this energy. I do see clandestine stuff here as well. I do see who is emerging from this pond and what new challenges will they bring. There's something hidden here. Okay, the Four of Cups. Disappointed. They're disappointed in the Republican Party's performance in the elections. It's again transactional. If you can't get elected to do my bidding, then why am I donating to you? The Ace of Pentacles is in the past. The Two of Wands, patience, something coming to fruition in time. I think this is directly attributed to Trump being the front runner. They want more moderate candidates that can actually win elections. The past is here in the present position. The past. Why aren't they? Four of Wands, home, family, reunions. My card for the Democrats. The Democratic Party have a cleaner slate at this time. The Hermit card in the hopes and fears, isolation, reflection. And the outcome card is the Three of Cups. Circles of support, celebrations, and clarifying that as the Eight of Cups. They can't win the elections. Walking away. The disunity in the Republican Party is literally costing them. They're walking away from that. And they want something new to be brought forward. So you see, doesn't matter where you go, even if you go into the corners of the Republican Party's energy, we still get the same thing, don't we? We still get the same thing. People want something new. Okay, that's the reading for today. Thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.